Well, gas prices, as you know, hovering around $4 a gallon in Maryland and Virginia. In DC, it's a little bit more. You think you're feeling the pain at the pump?
Yeah, for some drivers, it's a struggle every week to do something most of us take for granted. Tisha Thompson puts our gas stations to the test in this Fox 5 undercover investigation.
Imagine every time you need a fill up, you have to wait.
It's just aggravating.
And wait.
It's such a big obstacle.
And wait for others to pump your gas.
It's very embarrassing.
It's a struggle for thousands in our area because they're disabled.
I'd love to be able to go up there and just hop out of my car and go and get gas for myself.
Nancy Starnes survived a plane crash 35 years ago.
Day in, day out, rain or shine, no matter what, this is what you have to go through.
Just getting in and out of her car takes a lot of patience. We're going to tag along with Nancy and 3 other disabled drivers. David Bird's paralyzed from a rooftop fall, as well as Lee Page and Carmen Jones, both injured in car accidents. They visit 16 gas stations in Virginia, Maryland, and D.C.
I think people don't know what to do.
By law, gas stations must help disabled drivers pump gas.
I need help.
I use a wheelchair.
Which quickly happens at this Texaco, surprising Carmen.
This never happens.
But it's a different story at this Hess station down the street, where Carmen honks and waves.
Can you come out? I cannot come in. I use a wheelchair.
Until finally, a good Samaritan at the next pump
Excuse me, ma'am.
Okay.
gets her gas.
Thank you so much.
Gas your change and everything is good. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
But things aren't so good for David Birds, trying to fill up at this Exxon.
Tooting the horn from out in the parking lot is not going to get too much attention.
David first tries to get the cashier's attention by pulling up to the door. He then backs up to the pump, honking his horn. He sits there for more than 5 minutes. It may not seem like a long time, unless you're the one getting all the attention from everyone except the people working there. Our producer finally walks in wearing a hidden camera.
I think there's a guy out there that needs help.
He honked a whole lot of times.
I'm sorry. I did not know that. I was inside the cooler until somebody came and told me.
But our cameras caught him near the register, stocking shelves.
If women weren't able to buy gas because they're women, or African Americans weren't able to buy gas because they're African Americans, we would have an outcry.
Andy Imperato is president of the American Association of People with Disabilities.
It is harder for people with disabilities to get gas today than it was 15 years ago.
He says there are fewer full-service stations, more single cashier stores, especially at night.
You never know what goes on behind the scenes when you've asked for some assistance.
But our Fox 5 cameras are about to give Nancy a glimpse. At this Shell, she honks and shows her handicap placard, finally getting the attention of the clerk. But he is not happy about it, complaining to our producer.
Yeah, I'll help you.
It's another waiting game at this Exxon. It takes more than 9 honks to get the attention of these guys hanging out inside the garage.
There's no consistent way, and the customer is pretty much left to their own devices.
Lee Page says he hates to use his horn so much.
I feel more self-conscious of, everyone's looking at me saying, why are you blowing that horn?
It doesn't even seem to help. One employee walks right by his car, and another talks on his cell phone, only helping Lee after a customer says someone needs assistance.
No, that's not going to work.
Most gas stations do have a help button on the pump. The problem, Lee can't even reach it from his car, so he waits. Finally asking another customer for help.
Could you tell one of those guys inside that I need assistance?
We're wondering why he had to wait so long.
If I'm working by myself, I can go outside.
Well, but there are two other people, and that gentleman.
The guy who's working at that corner.
Who ultimately needs to deal with this?
The owner. Absolutely the owner.
Paul Fiore represents service stations in our area.
I really think that it's a case of ignorance. If somebody is beeping a horn out there and there's a cashier who's not paying attention, what are we talking about? Training, lack of focus.
For our drivers, it comes down to customer service. They all agree management needs to do a better job of training employees.
We are customers too, like everybody else.
Because, she says, an apology shouldn't have to come with the receipt.
Sorry for the wait. Didn't know that you were out here.
We called all of the owners of the stations in the story. We called all of the owners of the stations we featured in our story. Most said they typically ask disabled customers to honk their horn or use the help button for service. All agreed there is not a perfect solution. The owner of the Shell station said he did have his corporate office install a credit card slot lower to the ground to help out.
What an outrage. All right. Thank you, Tisha. A Chicago company, we should tell you, did create a device to help the disabled and elderly get better service at gas stations. It's called Fuel Call. You can read more about it on myfoxdc.com. Just click on Seen on TV. We have also compiled a list of full-service stations in Maryland, and we've posted them for you.
What an eye-opener that story
Really?
is. Absolutely.